अदन
Yes.
आपने वो मूव नहीं करनी चाहिए. So welcome our audience. Basically, this is our second session on ServiceNow, and it's great to have multiple experts with us today. It's a ITSM session. This is basically IT services management, and this is the part of the series we have, in regarding ServiceNow. So with us we have Adan Saqib, we have Imran Shahzad, and also we have Hassan Sheikh. So these three experts will be basically sharing their views on ITSM. So I would like to say that thank you to our strategic partners. Our strategic partners are basically Architect Solutions, the major one. Then we have OGMC. Delta One is also our strategic partner, and plus Asmark and NodeCipher. So in today's session, basically the objective is to understand what is the ITSM framework and how we deal with the configurations, how we deal with the knowledge, and also how the system helps us to understand incident management, problem management, change management, and release management is also the part of the ITSM. So I will not take much time of our experts. I will be, handing over the platform to Adan Saqib first, and he and Imran Shahzad, they will be basically sharing their point of view on the ITSM, and then we will have the Q&A session with Hassan Sheikh. So this will be the sequence of this today's session. So let's start with Adan. So you can, share your presentation, and over to you.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Adan Saqib, and today we're gonna look into ITSM, ServiceNow ITSM. So today we're gonna look into firstly what is ITSM, then then ITSM in ServiceNow, how ServiceNow provides this service, and then there is the business value ITSM provides to businesses. After that, we're going to discuss about the main modules that are in ITSM ServiceNow. Then some challenges enterprises face when they're implementing ServiceNow ITSM in their companies, and in the end, some best practices to remediate those challenges. In the end, we're going to end it with a Q&A session held by Hassan Sheikh. So, what is ITSM? ITSM is a structured set of practices that IT teams use to manage the end to end delivery of IT services, ensuring they can consistently provide value to users. It's often said that ITSM manages the services end to end, but what that actually means is that it manages the entire life cycle of a service, not just what happens after something breaks. For example, about a let's think about a new employee joining a company who needs a new laptop. That process begins with when they submit a request, maybe through a self-service portal. Then it goes through approval, provisioning, setup, and then delivery. Later, if something goes wrong with the devices, it's handled by the IT support team. And eventually, when it's time to upgrade or replace, that's also managed through ITSM. Every step in that journey, from request to retirement, is a structured and tracked. It's structured and tracked in ITSM service now. Nothing gets lost. Nothing happens off the radar, or that's basically the end-to-end part. As for the delivering value part, sorry, it basically means that sorry, It helps deliver value to businesses by helping employees work productively, reducing downtime and delays, and improving customers and employee experience. It also helps support businesses' agility and innovation. After that, ITIL is one of the biggest parts of ITSM. As for what ITIL is, ITIL stands for Information Technology Infrastructure Library. It's basically a framework, not a tool or a product that provides a set of best practices for managing IT services. Think of ITIL as a guidebook for how to run IT operations effectively. It covers everything from how incidents are handled to how changes are made. It also handles how services are designed and improved over time. Organizations use ITIL to bring structure, consistency, and efficiency to their IT processes. Instead of each team working differently or reacting ad hoc, ITIL gives common language and model for delivering IT services that support business goals. It's flexible, so companies can adopt the parts that fit their needs and scale as they grow. ITIL doesn't tell you how exactly to do things. It tells you what good looks like, and lets you adapt it to your environment according to your enterprise. After that, we're going to look into what is ITSM in ServiceNow. ServiceNow has basically been the market leader in ITSM for a better part of a decade. It's trusted by more than 80% of the Fortune 500 companies like Coca-Cola and Netflix, even Adobe, all relying on ServiceNow to manage their IT operations at scale. One of the key strengths of this platform is its flexibility. It's designed to scale seamlessly whether you're a small IT team or just a global enterprise. It's a What sets ServiceNow apart from other ITSM providers is its unified approach. It's not just a collection of tools. Everything runs on a single platform, which means you get consistent data and better coordination, even faster decision making. No silos, no duplication, just one system of action that ties everything together. After that, we are going to look into some of the features ServiceNow gives to help enhance the ITSM process in a company. Firstly, we have Virtual Agent, which is a 24/7 chat support for common issues like password resets or other mundane tasks like that. So there's no need to wait for an IT agent for those. Then there is predictive intelligence, which helps auto categorize and route tickets to the right teams, saving time and reducing mistakes. With Flow Designers, team can build automated workflows without writing any code or making complex tasks easy to manage. Then ServiceNow also provides performance analytics. It gives IT leaders a real-time dashboards and KPIs to track how their team is doing. After that, it also helps by providing generative AI or Now Assist. ServiceNow can summarize tickets and suggest responses through this Now Assist. And it also helps service knowledge automatically when needed. After that, we're going to look into how ServiceNow ITSM provides a business value for a real enterprise. Let's now talk about, okay, firstly, most fundamental level, ServiceNow helps reduce downtime. When services are up and running, employees stay productive. That alone translates into saved money and time, especially in large organizations. Secondly, standardizes how IT services are delivered across different departments. Whether you're in IT, HR, or facilities, users get consistent experience, clear processes, self-service options, and faster responses. That kind of consistency builds trust and drives adoption. Third, it helps align IT with broader business goals. Instead of just IT reacting to issues, it becomes a strategic partner, enabling digital transformation, supporting employee experience, and delivering innovation. And finally, with built in reporting and analytics, it enables measurable and trackable performance. You can monitor SLAs or track trends, identify bottlenecks, and even make decisions based on the real data that you can collect. Now, if we look at the value it brings to different stakeholders specifically, for end users, it means faster service and easy self service access with fewer delays, all of which improve the day to day employee experience. For IT teams, it means less manual work thanks to the automation that ServiceNow provides, also better visibility into their workloads and fewer distractions from repeated issues. And for executives, it provides alignment with business priorities and helps them be audit ready with reporting and visibility into IT costs and performance. So they can make better decisions with more confidence. In short, ServiceNow ITSM isn't just about better ticketing, it's about making the business run smoother and smarter. For some reference, here are some metrics. ITSM ServiceNow has helped companies around 40 to 60% to reduce their ticket resolution time. The companies also observe a 20 to 40% fewer service disruptions through change and problem management. It also allows for a higher SLA compliance rates and higher employee satisfaction rates as well. For a use case, we can say, let's say, an HR onboarding new employee. Without ITSM, provisioning a laptop, creating accounts, and setting up access might take multiple days, scattered across different teams and emails. But with ITSM, the process is automated. HR submits a request, IT gets notified, assets are assigned, and employee is ready to work on day one. With this, a lot of time and effort have been saved. That's the business value. After that, we're going to look into the core modules that ServiceNow ITSM provides. Firstly, we have incident management. Incident management is focused on restoring normal service as quickly as possible whenever there's an unplanned disruption. This could be anything from a server outage to a user not being able to access their email. There are things that interrupt work. These are the things that interrupt a productivity of a company and employees. To stay on track, organizations also use SLAs or service level agreements, which set clear targets for how quickly incidents should be responded to and give guidelines for basically how they're resolved. But not every issue is equal. That's why we assign priorities based on combination of impact in ServiceNow. It's basically a combination of impact, how many people are or services are affected, and urgency, how quickly this needs to be fixed. Like a widespread system outage would naturally have a much higher priority than minor issue affecting the one person. That's how ITSM ServiceNow categorizes the incidents. This structured approach helps IT teams handle requests efficiently, focus on what matters most, and ensure that users get timely support, all while staying aligned with business's expectations. Now, ITSM incident management has a clear set of practices and a life cycle. Every incident flows along a defined life cycle. It begins with logging, which is often automated, and moves through triage, assignment, resolution, then closure. ServiceNow structures this flow and automates steps to reduce delay and improve the consistency provided by a company. After that, we have problem management. While incident management helps us to fix issues quickly, problem management focuses on solving the root cause of those issues so they don't keep coming back up. The goal here is to reduce repeat incidents, improve service reliability, and ultimately lighten the load on IT teams. Problems can be identified in two main ways. Firstly, reactively, when we notice a pattern in recurring incidents, for example, if users keep logging tickets about the same system crashing, or that can be a clue to a deeper problem. Second is proactively, when we analyze trends or system performance and identify potential issues before they start causing disruptions. This approach is especially powerful in mature IT teams. Once a problem is identified, we often log an a known error, and if the full fixes takes time, a document or a workaround is implemented. That way, support teams have something ready to reduce impact in the meantime. So while incident handling keeps things moving in short term, problem management ensures we're building long-term stability and preventing issues from repeating. After that, we'll look into the life cycle of problem management. Problem records typically starts with detection. Following structured investigation, the team works through RCA, applies fixes, then logs errors and workarounds into a knowledge base. This creates a long-term stable. This creates long-term stability in IT operations. Thirdly, the third module that ServiceNow provides in ITSM is change management. Change management is about making improvements to IT systems without causing any problems. Whether it's a software update, infrastructure update, or just an emergency fix, the goal is to implement changes with as little risk as possible. To do that, ServiceNow ensures every change is planned, reviewed, and approved and tracked as it, it's still basically the life cycle of change management. One of the key strengths of change management is how it classifies changes based on risk. Standard changes are low risk and routine, like weekly patching or adding a user to a group. These are pre approved and follow predefined processes. Then we have normal changes. Normal changes require full assessment. They go through planning, risk analysis, and are often reviewed by a change advisory board or CAB. Next, thirdly, we have emergency changes, which happen when something breaks, like a production outage. These are fast tracked but still documented for accountability. By applying the right process for each change type, organizations can move fast when needed, while still maintaining control and visibility, which is key to both businesses' continuity and trust in IT. For the life cycle of change management, each change follows a life cycle from submission to closure. Risk assessment ensures the right level of governance, while CAB or Change Advisory Board plays a key role in reviewing the higher risk changes. Everything is documented and accountable for. Next, we're going to look into how the modules are connected. For this, I'm going to invite Imran Shahzad to give some technical details.
Thank you. Okay. Give me a minute. Okay. Thank you, Adan, for that brief description of how ITSM in ServiceNow works and to give an overview. So let's start with how the modules are connected with each other. As Adan has already described how what is an incident, what is a problem or change or a configuration management. So let me give you some background of how these modules are connected with each other and how they can be used in ServiceNow. So let's start with incident management. And the incident is, for example, there is an employee and their computer crashes randomly, and this happens to him. And after that, he goes to service portal and submits a ticket. After submitting a ticket, it is reviewed by ServiceNow team, IT team. It will come towards the IT team based off the priority. They prioritize it based off the impact or urgency. They see it and they say, okay, this should be addressed because it is, hindering their work. So yeah, so the incident is logged into ServiceNow and the IT just start working on it. So they investigate the issue. After investigating, they see, okay, so that's an issue that we need to fix. They may have provide a temporary resolution if possible at that same time, and also look for resolution in the background if why this happened. So after the incident is resolved, then comes the problem management. IT team notices that this incident has been coming uh, from different employees in the organization, and it's been a while that we have not addressed it. So now it should be addressed. So that's where system administrator creates a problem ticket, and they create a problem ticket while linking all of the incidents that were received from different employees as an example, and link it to the problem ticket. The IT team after that start investigating why this happened, and they analyze the logs, perform some diagnostics, and determine why this happened. So after working on the resolution to fix this for all of the users, why this is happening, they came to a conclusion that it was due to a driver which was outdated, or maybe a software in the computer which is outdated. And that's the diagnosis they found based on the problem management. Then they had a meeting and they said, okay, let's convert this to a change management, where we have to implement a change for this problem so that it is fixed for everyone else. So although there could be multiple users who have not reported this incident, right, but this should be fixed before for future preferences. So yeah, so they create a change management based on the findings of the problem management, and they decide to update the device software or the driver which was causing issue to prevent any further crashes. And they create a change request based off the you can say impact or urgency. They will go with either the normal change or the standard change or the emergency change. Although this doesn't look like an emergency change. Emergency change comes when it is halting their work in a huge amount, or maybe we are on a deployment freeze and then we have to fix it for a large number of audience. Then comes the emergency change, because emergency change have multiple approvals than a standard or a normal change. So yeah, they say, okay, let's create a change management. Let's go with creating a change, and we have to update it for everyone. So it should fix that issue without them noticing it. So they create a change management. Then comes the configuration management. Configuration management is, you can say, a database in ServiceNow where all of the IT assets information is stored. For example, which employee is using which Windows server, or which Windows has been implemented in their system, and what's the version of that, what are the softwares being installed there. And that's where configuration management help. It tells, okay, so the issue that we were facing according to that incident, that according to the problem, is because of that version and that software. And then they go to the CMDB and they run a query, and they say, okay, there are like 80 more users that have not reported it but having the same version, which should be updated. So that's where configuration management comes in and helps you determine the dependencies on multiple employees. And let's move ahead to service catalog management. Although in the slides it's not there, but I will help you understand how these are connected. Then comes the service catalog management. And in the meantime, although his computer is not working, it's crashing every single day. He may go to service portal from his mobile device and may request a new laptop with updated version in the meantime, and may return the old one. So that's where the service catalog item comes in. He submits a ticket to IT support, and IT support reviews it, and after acknowledging it, they may say, okay, you don't need that ticket anymore because we are just implementing that change in an hour or two. So that can be addressed by the IT team. So that's there. Then comes the service level agreement. Service level agreement can vary from different organizations to organizations. It is an agreement with your customer that we will be giving you a resolution, or maybe we will be responding to you in like 2 minutes or uh, 10 minutes, depending upon the complexity or the priority of that specific incident. So that's how uh, in like modules are interconnected with each other. And let's move ahead. Let's move to the next slide. Okay, so let's talk about some of the challenges that an organization may face, or these are the challenges I have faced or while working through ITSM in real time. So first of them is process misalignment. Uh, you can imagine this imagine like trying to automate a ticket approval process, but no one really knows who should approve what, and who end up routing in tickets to the wrong people, right? Like if you are not aware of the process, what the process is and who should approve what kind of ticket and what kind of incident approval should be directed to which person. For example, there are multiple branches in a specific team. Like there's a team within a team, as you can say. So there are multiple branches, and there are some intake peoples working there. There are agents working as well. There are managers. So there are multiple peoples, and if you are not aligned on a specific process, you may lead yourself to a process which is not, perfect, or you may consider yourself in a multiple confusion. It will have to wait a day or two. So that's where process misalignment comes in. Then comes the over customization. So over customization is common in some of the organization, although most of the organization follow their processes. And according to the standard, you should follow out the box capabilities and should go with what's provided by ServiceNow out of the box. And if you try to customize certain things in an incident management, where you are defining multiple scripts which are colliding with each other, and in order to achieve a functionality which is not provided by ServiceNow, you try to extend that limit and uh, try to go with it anyway, and you end up breaking some things. For example, like a DOM manipulation, which is not recommended, right? Because after an upgrade, that code will no longer work. The classes of the CSS classes might change. So that's there. So you can do customization based off your business needs, but over customization shouldn't be recommended, and that's where most of the organization fall. So let's move ahead to low user adoption. And let's say we build a self-service portal, but it's hard to navigate, and no more it and we have not given any documentation to our employees. So for example, you have built a tool and you have not documented it. You have not uh, keep kept your employees in the loop while demonstrating it, how it should work and what's the best practice is to use that specific tool. If you are not aware of how to use it, you may end up saying it is not working, right? And it may say, you know, that we don't need that tool anymore, or they may stop using it. So whenever you do a certain thing, you have to keep yourself and the employee or the target audience in the loop. And it is good to use knowledge base, which is also a module in ServiceNow, which helps you keep track of knowledge articles, keep track of your organization knowledges through knowledge articles. And so, yeah, let's move ahead to lack of clear metrics. So metrics are when you have to keep things visible to yourself, to your higher management, to your managers, or to the administration, right? And you create some metrics which help remind you what was the when was the incident logged in by an employee, and how much time it took that incident to get addressed, and then how much time it took the ServiceNow team to provide uh, development, or you can say provide a resolution to that incident. So that's where you can, we as a developer or as a system administrator don't really have much time to uh, deep dive into the, you can say, incidents life cycle individually. That's where metrics comes in and helps you um, kept aligned what's like how the incidents are working in daily routine by your developers, and how much incidents are coming in on a daily basis, and why are you lacking behind in resolving some of the incidents. Is it because of you don't have much peoples to support those, or maybe the load is higher? And so there are multiple reasons that could be. Moving ahead to siloed teams. So siloed teams is where you have different teams working in a same space, but with different independent processes, and you don't communicate with each other but while defining new processes, and you just focus on yourself defining your processes and not communicate with other teams, and not that's where the confusion comes in. So miscommunication is also a concern in multiple teams. And you can imagine, for an employee that needs a laptop, although IT handles the hardware, HR handles their profile, and security teams give them access. If they don't communicate with each other, they may face multiple days of as a duration for the delivery. So they should be aligned with each other, and they should not be miscommunicated when it comes to defining processes, and they should have knowledge to each their cross functional teams processes as a whole. That's where team grows and help themselves. And after that, let's move ahead to let's move ahead to best practices. And let's start with clear business goals. When it comes to best practices, you should always know what your business needs are, what your organization goals are, and based off your goals, you have to define some standards, some policies and procedures. And based off your goals, you will define the processes, and they may vary from team to team. And the second one is use out of the box features first. As I've said, avoid customization. Now, you can customize things, but don't over customize much. And you use out of the box functionality provided by ServiceNow. And if you are willing to go with over customization, think of multiple ways which you can provide in terms of out of the box capabilities. And let's move ahead to next point, which is involve stakeholders early. So stakeholders are vital key, you can say, role in leading business needs towards development fulfillments. So yeah, you have to keep your stakeholders uh, alive with you when you are developing things. You have to work together when you are defining needs, when you are defining some strategically planned some things. So yeah, if you are doing something, you need to have your organizations uh, stakeholders. It can be a developer, senior developer, and all of the junior developers as well, including the manager and the end client too. So these all should be in that same meeting, defining their perspective, and every perspective counts. So there could be multiple scenarios that you're missing that the other person is not, and that really helps when you're defining specific things. And track KPIs continuously. As I said, you can have metrics defined, which helps you maintain what needs to be done and why why we are lacking behind. If we are doing our best, like from our perspective, we are doing our best, but from KPIs, there is a lag, or there is a gap that needs to be filled, and that's where KPIs help, and you need to keep track of those as well. Those are most probably tracked by the higher organization, which is usually the business analysts or the higher management. Adopt a continuous improvement mindset. And while developing, you may see that certain possibilities came to an end, and although you have thought of it, doing it, but now you don't need it, right? So that's where you have to continuously develop yourself. There could be multiple scenarios where you may stop thinking, but yeah, as a team, you can develop together and continue focus on uh, the continuous improvement, and you can refine, review, and discuss with your clients and came up with different ideas, discuss multiple scenarios with them, have them present, and so yeah, have them provide use case as well. So yeah, multiple things can happen. That's where continuous improvement comes in. We learn from start to end at every stage, and that's crucial for a team. Let's move ahead. Okay, now we have a QA session which will be conducted by Hassan Sheikh. So
Sir Saqib, you're on mute if you're talking.
Yeah, sorry. Thank you so much, Imran Shahzad, and also thank you to Adan for such a wonderful presentation and an overall idea about its modules, features, and what we can do and how we should do, especially the best practices. So it's a time now to enter into the question answer sessions. We have some questions already with us, and basically Hassan Sheikh, he will be answering those questions, being an expert. He's also the managing director of Architect Solution, who is the strategic partner to for this broadcast and this live session. So the first question which I can see is basically, how is the ITSM different from just calling, or we can say uh, just hold a second. So the question is basically, how is the ITSM different from just calling or emailing IT?
Uh, I think, first of all, thank you, Mr. Saqib and others for arranging this thoughtful and a very strategic session for all of us. And yeah, coming back to the question, I think this is a uh, very classic and very important question for everybody, that how is IT service management different from just calling, or other way around is emailing IT, or reaching out to the IT from different dimensions, you can say. So I think, yes, in a way that in a past or still in many organizations, they are still following the legacy ways of calling or emailing IT when something broke or something needed help. But if you see in that, or you can say in those ways, most of the times things are not that controlled. Emails get lost, or multiple people might send the same request to the IT team. So end of the day, there is no visibility into what exactly the progress is, until you have to keep following up what exactly is happening, where exactly our ticket is, or what's going on with our request or our concern. So what happens end of the day is IT support gets an over or can get overloaded, and prioritizing who help or who they will be helping first, that everything gets very chaotic. But with the help of IT service management, especially as we are talking about the service now, what happens is you have a very uh, you can say targeted approach, or you have a life cycle that is running on the back end, that every issue becomes a ticket. And on the back end, we have established, or ServiceNow have certain configurations that helps you design very standardized, you can say, formulation on the back end, that how exactly a ticket automatically will be prioritized, how exactly it should be categorized, and at the end of the day, how exactly it should be routed to the right team, to the right person who will be, taking over that ticket. So what happens is users gets a ticket number, and from that ticket number, they will be tracking the progress. What IT will be doing, IT will be analyzing different patterns, like seeing that many users are reporting the same issue, like an issue can be related to the network issue, and based on that, they will be acting quickly on that. So overall, it will reduce certain challenges like errors, or end of the day, it will speed up the resolution as well, and that would be providing better audit trails as well, just to track what exactly happened throughout the procedure, throughout the life cycle that a ticket had. So I think ITSM is not just about logging any specific issues. It's about how exactly you will be transforming your IT concerns or IT services proactively, and at the same time at a scale, because scalability is a very major factor that everyone, every company, every team have to keep in mind while they are designing the end-to-end procedure. So I think, yeah, that's how it is different from just emails or just calling the IT.
Yes, thank you so much, Hassan, for such a detailed answer. We have another question with us. Let me show you. That is basically what kind of the problems, or you can say services, are handled through ITSM, and what kind of it can manage.
um, uh, if we see the overall ServiceNow journey, definitely ServiceNow started their journey with the core platform, or with the core application, that is IT service management. But now ServiceNow have reached to that level of maturity where I can say that IT service management is not limited to fixing what exactly is broken. So now it is supporting a complete range of services in both reactive or proactive ways, as Adan mentioned, in the start of the session, that different ways are there. It can be a reactive, it can be a proactive way. Let me break down into how exactly we, or what are some of the common IT service management practices are there. As we know, IT service management usually deals within 4 to 5 major applications. We have incidents, we have service requests, we have change requests, we have problem management, we have knowledge management. So if we talk about incidents, so incidents can be any unexpected issue that needs some immediate attention. A very simple example can be, let's say, Wi-Fi is down, or someone can not log into their systems. Same goes for service requests. Service requests are better planned. They are not very urgent needs. And a common example can be if I need any Microsoft Visio installed within the my system, or if I need to reset my password. So from that, will be engaging a service request, a change request when IT or when any team wants to make a change, like updating softwares across all the machines, or they log into the change to ensure it's reviewed, a proper documentation, a proper workflow is managed, or proper, you can say, a life cycle. I think one of a good thing about ServiceNow is for every procedure, for every process, you have a life cycle. And definitely with proper planning, you can better utilize the life cycle in a way that every phase of the, you can say, process is governed. At the same time, every part of the phase or every phase is monitored in a very strategic manner. Again, coming back to the point, if I talk about the problem management, as Adan also mentioned, that if the same issue happens repeatedly, IT uses the team uses the problem management to investigate, and end of the day, the goal here is to eliminate the root cause, what exactly is causing the specific issue. And most importantly, the I think one of a major application that I really liked within IT service management, and I have seen a multi-dimensional advantages of the knowledge management. I think knowledge management, most of the companies don't really focus on. That's what I have, seen, or I have noticed with my experience, that they're not concerned more about the knowledge management, but definitely knowledge management have uh, very different benefits in a lot of different directions and in a lot of different ways. It can support the company to achieve and to make their make their assets or make their procedures much more stabilized, much more controlled, and how exactly teams should be planning to enhance their procedures. So I think documentation and knowledge base really helps out in that manner. If we talk about the internal team, definitely for the end users, there are different usages, like self-help articles, like how to connect to the printers, different knowledge base articles, and different FAQs you can design, you can establish, just to support your end users if they have any common issues. So I think the entire ServiceNow ecosystem, or you can say the entire service ecosystem, I think service ecosystem would be a better word, not specific to ServiceNow, is using IT service management just to ensure how exactly you can make your processes much more smooth, much more controlled. And at the end of the day, I think the most important factor is the user satisfaction, getting the feedback from the user. And as Imran also mentioned, in one of the challenges, that how exactly you involve your stakeholders. So one stakeholder can be your end user. So if you are designing a system, if you're designing a process for someone, you have to engage them from a very early stage, so that they are somehow being part of the process, they're understanding and they're giving the feedback that yes, this is what we are looking for. And based on that, you will be working on specific constraints or specific, you can say, critical points, just to design the overall process for the end user. So I think, yep, Sakib, that would be my response, that what kind of problems or services are handled through ITSM, it's not limited. Now ServiceNow ITSM is being used in different, you can say, by different teams for different agendas or for different business cases. um I think, Sir Sakib, you there? Okay.
Yes, and I think I'm back. So
Okay.
the next question we have on screen is basically what role does CMDB, configuration management database, play in the ITSM modules? Because I hope it's a centralized database for the whole system, whole service now.
Mhm. Oh yeah, as you already mentioned, CMDB is the main repository or you can say, in other words, or in simple words, I can say CMDB is the core of the ServiceNow platform. Either it's related to IT service management, either it's related to ITOM or any other application that ServiceNow have. So the role of the CMDB is, what CMDB really does is it holds all the information, all the data dependencies, all the table relationships within. So definitely it have got its very higher priority among the ServiceNow ecosystem, just because let me give you one better example. Um, Most of the time, or as Imran also mentioned, in one of the challenge, that we have siloed teams or siloed processes. Siloed processes means that your internal tables are not connected with each other. They don't hold the right information within. So I think CMDB and maintaining the CMDB is really important if you want to get the full benefit, or you can say a good juice out of your infrastructure of your platform. So maintaining the CMDB, making sure whatever data we have, it's controlled, it's monitored, and it's maintained, and at the same time, it does have the normalization umbrella. Like, normalization means whatever data you have, uh, you can see it, you can go through it, you can understand it, and you know where exactly it should be routed. And at the end of the day, performance analytics or analytics is a very major concept through which you can understand, or executives can understand what exactly is happening, where exactly they need to invest. So CMDB have its 360 dimension, you can say, benefits. If it's maintained, you can get a very different, or very, what you can call a very strategic benefits to align your business cases, your business services with different applications within the ServiceNow application. So yeah, that's the major role of the CMDB within the IT service management or any other module.
Yes, thank you, Hassan. There is very interesting question, and probably this will be the last question we'll be asking
Mhm.
you. And that is basically someone wants to know. Uh, as I said, it's interesting. So, will ITSM slow down the things? Basically, it's for the improvement of the processes.
Uh, yeah, I can understand from which perspective this question is coming from, and I think this is a very fair concern. Sometimes,
Mhm.
or most of the times, it happens that whenever people or whenever stakeholders hear the word process, they they imagine some of the red tapes within their mind. They just think that they are gonna be in a phase, or in or being part of the process, or being part of the procedure, where they will be tied to some things or some activities that they have to complete. But within IT service management or within ITSM, processes are designed just not just but to make things faster, just to make things safe and more reliable. you know Let me give you, I have two perspectives in my mind. One is for the end user. For end user, you don't have to guess who to email or what form to fill. You go to the portal, select what you need, and the system takes it from there. That is something very fast, and at the same time it's very consistent. From a second perspective, we have the IT, or we have the fulfillers who will be, managing those tickets or managing those requests that are coming from the user end. So instead of IT person or the fulfiller, they chase any vague emails. Everything will be standardized. Whatever requests or whatever emails or whatever notifications will be coming from the system, it would be standardized. They know what exactly that is. Request will be routed automatically. It will be escalated whenever needed, and it will be prioritized very properly or with a proper criteria. And definitely in IT service management or within ServiceNow, whenever we talk about automation, or nowadays people mostly refer to smart automation. So many things happen instantly, like with virtual agent or with Now Assist. Now Assist, that is more designed towards the predictive intelligence or automation or AI, you can call it. So I have also recently worked on Now Assist a bit, not a lot, but I think it's a really good add-in. I have automated some of the basic, you can say, issues or concerns that is being managed or that is being fulfilled automatically, like password research, or if there were certain activities where self approvals were required, or they were, or wherever there were low risk items, or wherever I needed to send some real time notifications, I have utilized that. So in my point of view, definitely IT service management, rather than slowing down things, it just reduces the wait time. It You can say eliminates the confusion. Definitely, if you don't have better clarity, you will be, or the process itself can get confused. The personas or the end users or the IT persons or the fulfillers, they can also get confused what exactly is happening. At the same time, when we establish something in a process or within IT service management, definitely we are designing something, or companies are designing something just to prevent the repeated mistakes and ensure the right person is doing the right job at the right time. So it's not just a process. I think I'll give a better term. I think it's process with purpose that is more focused on the speed and the service quality. So I think, yeah, that's what I think of, or that's my response on the question, that will ITSM slow things down? But it won't. Definitely it won't if it's planned in a very strategic manner. So yeah, that's what I think. I hope I made sense. I think there are some technical issues on Mr. Saqib end, but I believe he will be joining back in a moment because he is responsible to end, not end, but um, you can say wrap this meeting up. So yeah, here he is.
Yeah, thank you, Hassan. Thank you, Hassan, for continuing. Just let me present my screen.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
So I hope you guys can see my screen now. Let me, yeah, it's here now. So again, thank you so much, Hassan, Adan, and Imran, for such a beautiful information and very effective knowledge for all of us. So on my screen, I can basically, before I tell you about Architect Solutions, basically I want to tell you this was the second basically session of ServiceNow. The first one we had on the ServiceNow introduction, but the second one is on itself on a module, which is ITSM. We have another upcoming in this month, July, which is on ITOM. We have another two sessions in August, which is on ITAM and HRSD, and in couple of in September on GRC and SPM, Strategic Portfolio Management. We have another two sessions, which are the basically last two sessions of this introduction series, that is in October, and that is related to CSM, Customer Services Management, and also the last one is the APM, that is Application Portfolio Management. So as I told you in the start, viewers, that we have the strategic partners. One of the main strategic partners is Architect Solutions, who is basically providing the multiple services in relation to the ServiceNow. They are very good in providing the administration services, development services, and also they can implement the solutions You can say greenfield implementations and also the brownfield. They can develop things from scratch, and also they can support in the middle of the implementations, and they can do the maintenance support as well. They also provide the free consultancy and also the trainings about the service. Now you can also utilize their services to train your people. The second one I would like to tell you about the TecMan Academy. So TecMan Academy is basically, it is also a strategic partners who is basically bringing up this Mind Byte series. You can subscribe here. You can log in into the system. You can, watch a lot of the video lectures uploaded by the TechMan, and also you can apply for the certifications of different certifications. These are not from the ServiceNow, but it's you can say based on the same outlines which we see on the Now Learning platform and other channels of ServiceNow officially. And the other thing which I would like to share is basically our book knowledge, or we can have multiple books on the shelf. As we had a session on ITSM, so this is basically showing the books which are related to directly related to ITSM, and I can show you on other tab. There is basically the all the books which we have on the shelf. It's related to the ITSM, it's related to the ITOM, it's related to different modules. Some of them are basically related to the certification exams, some are related to the implementation, how you can implement different solutions. So you can see the playbook here uh, related to the ITOM, and you can have all certification books. You can have playbook for the all different modules, and also here is the basically category where you can also if you're interested in the management books, or you even in the Salesforce and Agile ITL. So guys, thank you so much for joining today's session, and basically I hope it will be very helpful for you all guys. And you subscribe on our TechMan, you subscribe on our you can also visit rtdsg.com, which is the partners website, and also you can look into the different publications of OGMC, Interconnectivity, Hassan, everyone who is basically the whole team who is bringing up this session to, you know, a live session to us and our audience. So